Verdun, February 21st. One of the most brutal and exhausting battles of history is starting. Lasting almost 1 year and with more than 500,000 casualties, Verdun longer remained in the words of the few lucky survivors. If you haven't seen Verdun, you haven't seen anything of war. Even after such an absurd event, in which thousands of lives ended in the name of their nations, humanity still repeats the same mistakes. In the last 100 years, violence had numerous aspects, being present in different events that too often are forgotten. Like in Italy, 10 years after Verdun, where Anteo Zamboni, 15 years old, tries with a gunshot to murder Mussolini. Zamboni fails. The crowd decide to beat up the boy until death. In Spain, the civil war starts. In the same year, the writer Federico García Lorca is executed for being Republican and homosexual. This fierce conflict will last until 1939, involving fascist military support from all Europe for suffocating the last cry of freedom of a nation on its knees. Francisco Franco will triumph. In Nuremberg, the trial for judging the crimes of war and genocide perpetrated by Nazis ends. From a pacific demonstration in Hungary, a revolution begins against the government controlled by the USSR. The repression is hard and the consequences are drastic. 2,652 Hungarians die in both fronts, and other 720 other soldiers from USSR share the same sad fate. South Africa. Verwoerd is the prime minister. He is considered the architect of the apartheid, the policies for social segregation and discrimination of the black people. Exponents of the oppressed people try to murder him more than once, but in the 6th of September they succeed. In the prison of Stuttgart, one of the leaders of the militant extreme left-wing movement RAF is hanging in a cell. The circumstances of her death are suspicious. In the nuclear power plant of Chernobyl, the irreparable is happening. As the aftermath of lack of care towards security norms, the biggest nuclear disaster in the human history is triggered. A toxic cloud travels for thousands of kilometers, contaminating everything it touches. Is it or not, being careless towards such a big responsibility, a form of violence? Few miles from Porto Paolo, Sicily, during the night of Christmas, 238 clandestine immigrants, after spending all they had for searching a better life in Europe, they will find their doom in a boat too shabby for that travel. From the 12th of July to the 14th of August, the world is a witness of war between the Lebanese Shia Islamic militant group Hezbollah, supported by Iran and Syria, and Israel, supported by USA. In the climate of fear created by the political imbalance in the Middle East, artificially generated for economical interests, we witness the creation of new forms of violence propaganda.